My company is a very niche boutique organization, and we offer solutions for financial and pharma companies around data security, compliance, and governance. So very specific, very targeted to a unique demographic, but the problems they have are just absolutely tremendous. So we've developed this kind of very interesting way of solving a very complex problem, breaking it down into very simple, manageable pieces, and actually solving the problem for our customers. So it's been very, very exciting. So my background's technology personally. I'm one of those people that thinks with the right side of their brain, I think, right? All math and science, and I went to Stevens Institute of Technology. I worked at Lehman Brothers for quite some time, more than I probably should admit. But I was there for a while, was there during the bankruptcy, and just learned so much about information and about how there's data everywhere, and in a pinch you may have to figure out how to segregate it, figure out who owns what, how the information is dispersed throughout an organization, and that's what ended up happening when Lehman went bankrupt. That was part of our jobs at the time. So I kind of used that as an opportunity for myself to say, okay, well, I learned a really unique skill in a 2-month period. I have peers now that are kind of going to be going off to all these different banks who I've worked with for years. How can I capitalize on that, essentially? And that's what I did. I can't say I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew I always wanted to do something big. I didn't know if that was climbing the corporate ladder or starting on my own. And then just over the years, being in the workforce, I just realized that I could do so much more than being kind of a person in a big organization. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. People become very successful, and there are always critical elements to these large companies, but I wanted to offer something unique to big companies, so I still got that atmosphere and I could still kind of live and breathe big company, but do it in my own small way. For me personally, leadership is when bad things are going on, is being able to take a step back and handle situations when they're not good. It's very easy to be a leader in good times. It's much more difficult to lead a team, lead your peers, lead your customers when things are going wrong. So for me, that's leadership.
Now, do you have a mentor, or have you ever had a mentor in your past?
I consider almost everybody that I come across in some way to be a mentor. I think there's so many people out there that have very unique skills, and I think part of being an entrepreneur is being able to take the good parts of everybody and make them your own. But that being said, there's definitely been a few fundamental people in my life who also started businesses, who have guided me along the way. And I think it's important when you're doing what we do as entrepreneurs is not to be too egotistical and to be able to say, I don't know everything, and it's okay to find people that have been in similar situations as mine and ask for advice. And being able to humble yourself sometimes is a good thing, because if you're an entrepreneur and you start a business, you're probably a pretty aggressive person naturally. But again, taking a step back and saying, okay, let me see how other successful people have done it. I think that at this day and age, there's no reason that being a woman should hold you back whatsoever. I personally find it to be an advantage at times, especially in an industry that I'm in, that there's so few females. People admire women that are able to break through that barrier in industries where there are very few women. I mean, I went to Stevens where I think I graduated just a handful of women, and that's okay, that's a good thing.
Right.
So the more people that do it now, the more people will do it in the future.